Lil Durk's legal team have been doing the most, and they might be playing with fire because things look like they very well may have just backfired spectacularly on Lil Durk in his case. No glazing, just straight facts. Okay, look at this update that has just been put out there. This is on Academics' page, but it's on a few of the Drill Chicago subreddits, going pretty clear. The government has filed a supplement to their motion in opposition of the reconsideration of the order of detention. That is real word soup right there. But we'll break it down. After obtaining a new indictment yesterday with an additional charge of stalking resulting in death. Now, this is a screenshot. I haven't looked at the entire thing yet. I'm just hopping on to give you a quick update. But let's just read what this says. It's not looking good, is what I'm trying to say. On May the 1st, 2025... that's yesterday for me, the grand jury returned a second superseding indictment. They've upgraded his whole situation. That's not good. Charging defendant Banks and his co-conspirators with crimes arising from the August 2022 murder of Savia Robinson, aka Lil Pab, including an additional charge of stalking resulting in death. This is a really, really bad look. Stalking resulting in death. You've already got the murder for hire charge. This isn't a new body. It's the same victim. But this indicates to me that they must have something. They must have some kind of evidence that they can basically say that, look, I don't know about the charge stalking resulting in death. Sounds extremely serious. But I think there's going to be some kind of other evidence, whether it's a snitch, whether it's iCloud messages, that basically prove that Durk and his OTF affiliates that carried out this murder for hire were truly stalking their victim. And look, it's no secret they was looking for Quando. It looked like, in my opinion, allegedly, it was a coast-to-coast hunt-down mission to slide for Von, to get revenge for Von. And this is the situation that we're now dealing with. So let's keep reading because it's just not a good look. Defendant Banks has painted a false narrative that he is being prosecuted and detained because of his violent lyrics. This claim is and has always been baseless. The superseding indictments contains no allegations about the defendant's lyrics. Instead, just like every iteration of the indictment before it, the superseding indictment contains significant allegations that show the defendant's alleged role in the execution-style murder of Savia Robinson on a busy street corner in Los Angeles. These allegations and the other evidence the court considered during the defendant's December 2024 detention hearing leave no doubt that the defendant is an ongoing danger to witnesses and the community and a flight risk. He should remain detained pending trial. This is an extremely bad look, and we're going to get to it in a minute because apparently what the feds are now doing is they're saying, oh, you want to argue about the lyrics? As I said in my previous updates, if you've been following the last few videos, thank you. The lyrics are a red herring. The lyrics are a distraction. The lyrics are trying to sidebar the prosecution and the judge and say, let's just focus on this one little mistake that was made. Can we get Durk out of here? That's not going to work. They're playing with fire. Things are now looking worse. They got an additional charge. The lyrics have been taken out of the superseding indictment. Feds are now saying, well, yeah, don't worry about the lyrics. We'll just fight you on the basis of all the other stuff that we got. It's really not a good look. So, There is another kind of more detailed post that goes in pending me getting my hands on the full-blown indictment. But yeah, this one is pretty crazy. So if you check this out. So this is a post on Reddit on Chiracology. The government removed some charges on Durk and added a stalking and result of death charge. Now, this is another piece that said the government provided a copy of the new indictment to undersigned counsel on today's date. In the second superseding indictment, the government has chosen to 1. Remove the allegations regarding Mr. Banks' lyrics previously included in Section 6 of the first superseding indictment, and 2. Remove an allegation regarding the payment of a bounty previously included in Number 9 of the first superseding indictment, and 3 added an additional charge of stalking resulting in death. Now, this is pretty crazy because I feel like we're now dealing with a pretty vengeful prosecution that are saying, you're giving us the runaround about these lyrics, fine, we'll take the lyrics out. Here's a new charge while you're there. But what I think was really interesting and actually could be a good look for Durk, since we're on the free Durk wave earlier today, they've chosen to remove an allegation regarding the payment of a bounty previously included in the first superseding indictment. Now, does this mean that the feds, maybe they didn't have as much evidence, maybe the evidence was a little shaky about the payment of a bounty? Now, the idea of a bounty is no secret. Literally within a week of King Von's death, Quando Rondo rapped in his song End of Story, basically, that there was $1 million on his head. That was no secret. This wasn't something secret or something that would take a long time for people to work out. right? Where's the lyric? He says, $1 million on my head, that's what I say. That's all you got, bitch, make it 8. So there was allegedly $1 million bounty on Quando's head after the murder of King Von. Now, this came out, okay, I guess this was a few weeks after King Von was killed. So the idea of a bounty being on Quando's head was open, not even a secret, you know? This is the guy who the bounty is on. We all know who was involved and who would want to get who. OTF, King Von, blah, 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 slide for Von. Within weeks, he's talking about a bounty on my head is $1 million on my head. That's what they say. Make it 8. You know? There was alleged rumors that Lil Durk put $1 million hit on Quando over this. Now, I don't know where these rumors started. I don't know whether this was something that was communicated to Quando personally. But it's very, very interesting that the government would then remove the mention of a bounty. But maybe this is another situation where they've looked at the charges and said, you know what? We don't even need this bounty, this murder for hire. We don't even need that. We can just put stalking resulting in death. And, you know, maybe they don't need as much information or as much evidence to prove stalking resulting in death. But they haven't dropped charges either. So it's not like, oh, we're not charging you with murder for hire because we can't prove that you hired or paid for the murder. They're just saying, yo, look, forget about the lyrics. We got you. Forget about the bounty. We got you. And while you're there, here's another charge, stalking resulting in death. And I guess maybe it's easier for the state to prove that, you know, he stalked Quando, that he had them looking. I mean, you've only got to look at even people like 600 Breezy being on the way to Baton Rouge, and, you know, people like Mimo 600 popping up in Savannah, Georgia after the murder, well, not murder, after the killing of King Von. So they're not part of the case, but I mean, does that count as stalking? If you go to somebody's hood and film a music video, like, you know, dancing around on their street sign on purpose to antagonize them because you know half of the Chicago's looking for them? I don't know. If someone did that to me, I would be like, damn, they stalking me. That's probably how I would feel. But that's my personal opinion. So, yeah, this is not a good look. I think that Durk really played with fire over this. I think it's a little bit dangerous, the game that they're playing. I think that they're trying to go the Young Thug, Brian Steele route of, I'm being persecuted because of my music. Well, the feds aren't playing the same games as the state were playing in the Young Thug case. So the feds are basically just turning around and going, bet, take the lyrics out. Now we're going to fight. Now we can fight over the iCloud messages. We can fight over the private jet logs. Like we can fight over the Instagram messages between you guys. Maybe somebody's wearing a wire. You can give your opinion on that, but that's not really going to be a great look. Now, in response to this, apparently, what's ended up happening is Durk's legal team are now filing a request asking the court for additional time to respond to the new charges. So now, after playing these games and saying I'm persecuted because of my music, feds are going, okay, here's another charge. Durk's team's going, whoa. We're gonna need some time. We're gonna need some time to look at this because, oopsie, this could be even more difficult for us to fight now because the lyrics aren't part of it anymore. We took the lyrics out, so now, okay, how are we gonna get a bond? Because we was really running a Hail Mary with that whole fan-made video thing, which really didn't have any impact on the indictment. This new indictment removed the previously included references to Durk's lyrics and alleged bounty while adding a new charge of stalking resulting in death. Given these major changes, Durk's attorney requested an extension until May the 6th to review and properly address the new legal issues, and the government did not object to the delay. It is pretty spicy right now. So look, again, wishing all the best to Durk. It's not that's not a great look. That's not a great day. You got another charge slapped on you, and the one thing that you were hoping for, all of the Durk Glazers were thinking, this fan-made edit video thing, this is going to get him out. We're asking for the whole case to be thrown out. Well, what they've done is they've taken that one thing out, and they've made the case even worse with another charge. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Let me know, is Durk cooked? Is he coming home? I'm honestly trying to be impartial, but let's not pull the wool over our eyes, okay? So, yeah, stay safe, people. Don't crash out. You know what I'm saying? Don't end up in the federal detention center today of all days. Appreciate you. God bless. And I'm out.